Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, and in this video I want to run you through the Forex PAMM performances, the COVID-19 Forex system, and at the same time this is currently being run on different brokers. We've got FXPrimus, we've got FxChoice to basically encapsulate just about everyone, and we'll also bring on board either FP or IC markets. I know it's taking a little bit longer than expected, but it's on the way as well. But in the meantime, Australians are also most welcome to deposit with FxChoice broker. But before we go on further, how about let's look at some results. Alright, so basically these are today's trades. As you can see, this is the 13th of April, and basically all these are trades done today. The trades on all the accounts are pretty much the same, but we have two modules, and I actually run one of the modules at a slightly different time because, for example, this one, it had some trades that were left open since Friday that had to be closed today, and therefore it has a little bit more trade history. But basically, in terms of proportioning, the proportioning whichever broker that you choose is going to be a little bit different. But let me let you know that FxChoice, they actually do have like bonuses for Bitcoin deposits, and it's like I think it's like 15 to 25%, so it's pretty generous. First time a broker ever gives bonuses on PAMM accounts. Okay, and then this one over here is another FXPrimus account, and why are there two? Okay, different intakes. So, but you can see that for 13th of April, I mean the performance is consistent. So, how much percent today? Today is about 5%. Okay, what you're seeing here is stuff that actually is very consistent, and stuff that has very limited trading hours as well. So you're going to basically notice that this is actually modified from what's initially the COVID-19 Forex system, done away with the Dow Jones for the time being. But in this point of time, I actually focus on EURUSD. Why is that? Because EURUSD has very, very stable price movement, and a lot less crazy than a lot of the other stuff. So just to give you an idea, previously when I was trading the Dow Jones, depending on the movements on a daily basis, sometimes I have to resize the lots like 3 times a day. The reason for that is because sometimes, yesterday what would be good for 0.1, like today, 0.02 can make as much as yesterday's 0.1. So there's a lot of that fluctuation, and in order to balance the gain, it makes it also very, very tricky. Over here, I find that with EURUSD, it's a lot easier, especially when I have to manage multiple accounts with different brokers. And right now, I just simply have a master and clone them across all of them, so it makes it really, really easy for me. I try not to have too many because obviously I want to keep the signal good. Between brokers, some people are wondering which is the better broker to take. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Initially, I had some issues with FxChoice because there was one day that trades were not being taken, but subsequently, ever since then, strangely enough, I felt that the spreads were very, very competitive. If you look at, let's say, these bigger lot trades, if you look at this one, 30.07 and 37.1. So let's see what happened here. 31.4 and 37.0. So as you can see, it's very, very, very competitive. Even though these are, these two brokers, so a lot of people would think FxChoice, oh, spreads will suck. No, it does not suck. It's actually pretty good. And in many cases, previously, even like last week, I actually outperformed. So just want to show you a little bit of trade history. We skipped a couple of days of trading because of NFP and a couple other days. So all these are fairly recent accounts, and just want to show you based on detailed report. So I'm going to open detailed report for every single one of them. You can see. Okay, so this one, as you can see, is on the 2nd. This is basically the overall. Over here was this dip is not a loss. Basically, someone accidentally disengaged his PAMM and decided to put it back in. So that's why it resumed exactly at the same point. So net profit over this period of time, this is something like 4, 5. It's like from the 8th to the 13th is about 5 days. With on a deposit of this much, basically we're looking. It's not all that much profit yet. It's about maybe 8% or so. And then let's move over to this one here, and this one here has been on for a slightly longer time, but of course there are some days that are being skipped as well. Moving forward, I just want to let you know that we're still pretty much good for the 50% projection, even though the strategy has been changed. And we changed from Dow Jones to USD. I kind of scrapped that idea for gold because gold, same problem as well, got to reproportion quite a bit. But I still have plans to get back to that somehow once I can work out a way of doing so. So over here, profits a little bit more. Deposit is about like just under 5,000, and over here like it's about 20% gain already. Okay, within the time. I'm not looking at the whole overall balance because of the deposits, but I'm just looking at the profit loss. Okay, so profit factor is pretty high, 5.45%, and you can see the trading stats over here. Now we're going to move over to this other FXPrimus account. It's a pretty new account, and I'm going to show you some stats once again. Okay, so over here, like as you can see, it's running two different strategies, and there's more short term, there's more long term, but I mean proportionally it's all about the same. Well, this one started a little bit earlier, and the gain since then, okay, is about 10%. But actually, if you're looking at the more daily basis, basically everything's on proportion. So one thing I want to request of everyone is that, let's say, keep in touch with my Facebook page I'm in, because I need to know when you're depositing, when you're withdrawing. Over here, I want to keep things very, very, very flexible. As you guys can see, most of the trades are like same day closure, and in fact, you can see like how fast a lot of them close. A lot of these trades close within like an hour, and very rare it actually carries over a couple of days. So especially the bigger ones, very, very hit and run in nature. The dwell time is very short. This one took a little bit longer. But you know what, like one of the reasons why I kind of shifted and toned down a little bit on the trading strategies, because I don't want the exposure to be for too long and for too much. So for that reason, it's been altered to basically help that. I'll give you an idea of some of the trades that are going on. This one here is very hit and run, and this one took a bit longer. Obviously, in terms of edit wave, we see that it's got a correction movement over there, and over here as well. This one was fairly quick, not too long. I'm trying to accommodate requests, but strike a balance as well as in terms of overall performance as well. So starting from last week, I introduced another module, which is actually a different way of operating the same system, which actually allows more trades to take place, but smaller trades as well. It's actually the same strategy, just deploy a little bit differently, to deploy around the clock versus just during certain golden timings. Okay, so reason for that is because for the main strategy, I would like to skip most of Monday and pretty much all of Friday, just to to kind of save ourselves from any kind of gaps in the market surprises. So based on when it comes to how to start and how to sign up, check out links in the video description over here. In the meantime, if you're seeing this as a link to an email, you probably see more instructions over there. But if in doubt, message my Facebook page I'm in. She is very well versed and very skilled to answer almost any inquiry, and anything else that's beyond her just basically comes back to me. So I hope this update finds you well. I also have some other videos that I'm going to be putting out that is going to show you some prototype of what I've adapted to work with currency pair rather than just indices. I'll be showing you that, and right now I'm also already doing some simulation and testing as well on my own account. So once that is working well, I'll be introducing over here. So right now we're still good for about 50%, maybe 60% per month, but I'm really looking at bringing it back up to, let's say, 100, 200%, because as you guys know, we ever had like 20% winning days in the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak. So I wish to bring that back and to help you guys make some really nice passive income. So right now we're looking at about 3 to 6% per day, but I really hope to bring this closer to about 10 to be on a comfortable side. Alright, if this sounds interesting to you, sign up for the link in the description. I look forward to seeing you inside my community. For those of you who come into my group, I'll let you know that actually there's also like a updates channel. So every time that there are trades, so let's say there's any explanation of technique, and I'll basically be explaining all of that. So A lot of what you've seen can also be found here. Actually, these are like some of the prototype stuff that I'll be releasing. My YouTube channel is still on unlisted because I haven't had time to do all the description yet, but basically, you know, I'm going to be letting these out, and I'll be showing you a little bit more of this when I have it working properly the way I want on the live account. And well, it's going to be really, really exciting. So I look forward to seeing you inside this PAMM chat right here and helping you make some solid income. Bye for now.